What's up, guys? So today I'm actually finally putting the bumper on my car. When I did this front mount, I was hoping I could trim it the least I could. Hopefully not at all, but the way it turned out, it actually butts up against the piping as well as a little bit on the intercooler. It's not too much. I still want it to look OEM. I want to keep the grill. I know a lot of GC8 owners just cut out the grill completely. I personally dislike that. So I even got a smaller intercooler. You can see it sits from like here to here, so there's actually room at the bottom. It bumps, I believe, on this fin just a little bit, which doesn't take much trimming, pretty much where the welds are. And then if you look in here, you can see that it actually bumps up against where the fog light goes. People have cut this out and are able to fit fog lights, so I'm hoping I could do the same. I love the factory look. I don't want fog light covers, so I believe I only have to trim a little bit out here and the fog light will cover it completely. Also, the way I routed my piping, I could keep my brake ducts functional. So I'm gonna get to that. It butts here more than anything, so I'm gonna start trimming this before I actually trim the grill. And hopefully when it's all said and done, the car will look pretty much factory, unless you know I have a front mount. So let's get to it. Hopefully I don't fuck this one up. Moment of truth. One piece gone. A lot more trimming to do though. So I just keep test fitting it, see where it's hitting, trim it out so I don't cut too much at first. Now it looks like it's actually butting up against the weld where I said it would. Yeah, so just gonna start trimming out the fin so then I could start sitting back further. I still have like an inch to go, but we'll see how it turns out. So I've been out here for a couple hours now, just trimming little by little. I've gotten it to where it's probably an 1/8 inch off. So hopefully this is the last time I'm gonna be trimming it. And I literally trimmed it, marked a spot with white paint marker, trimmed off the white marker. And I want it as clean and tight as I can get it without any gaps. So that's why it's taking me so long. But yeah, once I'm done, I'll show you what damage I've done, and hopefully my car will have a bumper, so I'll see you after. So the bumper is pretty much on, and unless you're standing directly in front, you can't really even see the front mount, which is nice. Only thing you see right now are the white lines on the front mount. Once that's gone, it'll blend in real nice. And it's hanging a bit. Once I pull that up and bolt it on, she should be good. But look it, from right here, she looks factory. So I'm actually really happy about that. Now I just have to cut this metal bar wherever the intercooler mounting bolts are. You can see where I cut out for the piping, and I do want to run the fog lights, so now I'm gonna have to trim this piece out on both sides in order to be able to mount the fog lights. That's not too hard. From the other side, just trace a white line and I'll cut it right there. So I trimmed everything, but still needs a little more trimming, but I'm going to do that tomorrow since I have to go do something right now. So see you tomorrow. Alright, so we're back, and I'm going to take this bumper off. Last time I was here, I marked where the last parts that I actually should have to trim are, so that should be simple. Once that's done being trimmed, I'm gonna wipe all the excess paint off, and then I have to see if the fog lights fit as is, or see if I'm gonna have to trim them. So let's finish the bumper and then we'll get onto the fog lights. So it fits pretty good. I've tested it with the bolts in it. Two ends just have to be pulled a tiny bit to make it fit more snug, but otherwise the bumper fits well. I cut the bracket for the fog lights, so those clear, and now I'm gonna have to see if the fog lights actually fit. But I'm gonna finish mounting this up fully and then go from there. I ended up getting the bumper mounted how I wanted. Now I just have to get the paint off of the intercooler and the bumper, and then I'll be able to secure it for sure. So I'm gonna get to that right now.
Depot on the beat.
So I ended up getting the bumper, headlights, and side markers on, as you can tell. Now all I have to do is put the fender liners on, and after that figure out how to fit the fog lights around the piping. But otherwise, I couldn't be happier that it looks like a car again, and the front mount is super nonchalant. So I'm gonna throw on the fender liners, and that'll be it for today.